Something's kind of, oh, so good morning, it's Timothy. Something is kind of funny about how whenever I get hate comments on here, it's never about, like, I'll put it this way. People want to insult me and say I'm mentally ill and need therapy, but it's never on the right videos. Like, it's never on the videos where I'm talking about, like, crying my eyes out or killing myself or homicidal thoughts or intrusive thoughts or how I happily got into that. Well, not happily, or making jokes about that time me and my mom had to get into a fight, which was funny as fuck, objectively. Like, it's never about, like, it's like, nigga, there are videos on here with me sobbing my eyes out and saying some really traumatic shit. And you mean to tell me that the second I make a video that's like, you know what? I like when men are cute and have, like, crushes on you and, like, put it in an effort to get your attention. I think it's actually adorable. That's when some of you are like, what the fuck? You need mental health. Chat, is it a mental disability to like men? The answer is yes, apparently, according to some random hate comment from a user in India. But I don't know, something is really funny about how I get hate comments from men whenever the video topic is just like not me hating. Like I've made videos about hating men in depth, but then it'll be the second I make a video like, you know what? I think we should all be kinder to men. They go through a lot, and I hope that they one day can collectively love themselves and like embrace who they are as people. And then it'll be someone saying, "Huh, fucking femoid." Stupid little heathen. I don't like you whores. It's like, wow, what I didn't do shit. Nigga. It's like I'm out here talking about the male loneliness epidemic and you're just out here leaving random hate comments because you hate the fact that I'm a woman. And it's like, okay, nigga, you are kind of, and I got multiple of those. So it's like, okay. So someone's actually like, yeah, there is a male loneliness epidemic and I hope it gets worked through because it's like, and then niggas will be like, fuck you for liking us? Really? There's a lot of reasons to tell me to go fuck myself, and it's like that's the one you chose. Okay. And it's so funny because the recent video I posted was just me talking about like how I like when men are thoughtful and sweet and attentive and they put in effort. Like, how they'll like stand up for you if they feel like you're being wronged, how they'll like open doors, or like if they hear you like something once, then they'll make sure they get you a lot of it next time they see you. Like, if you're in a dangerous situation, they'll puff up their chest and, like, stop it from fucking escalating. Like, okay, I like a nigga who keeps me safe and cares about me and likes me. But some people just, I don't know, some people are just weird. I remember once I got in an Uber and the guy, like, and I could tell I looked good, but the Uber driver, he was enraptured with me. He was like, I'll put it this way, like I didn't report him, but it's like the amount of times his eyes was looking at me in his reflective mirror instead of at the road was actually kind of concerning, but really sweet and flattering. It wasn't my first time having that, but it was one of the most intense times, definitely. It's kind of funny when you can tell when your Uber driver's debating on when to get your number or not. The only thing is, I'm a bit of an asshole. I don't know if I want to date an Uber driver. But I don't know, some of these niggas do have good jobs. They just do Uber on the side. I don't know, is it for fun? Is it for money? I don't know. My gut is just like, don't date an Uber driver. Just, no thank you. But either way, I remember this guy, he was asking me, like, what's my ideal type in men? And I said, I guess I like, I don't know, like more masculine men who just really like to care for women. Like just sweet stuff like that. Like doesn't anybody? And he kind of perked up and he was like, "Why masculine men?" And he was like, "Why masculine? Why you need them to be masculine?" And I said, "Oh, because I would like someone who is like a protector, a provider, like someone who can be generous and thoughtful and sweet, but then also like can keep me safe." And I explained, it's like, yeah, I live in an area where there's like rampant crackheads several times a week. Even I've had random people unprovoked threaten to slit my throat. The last thing I really like, it's like I've dated men where they got behind me, but I've also dated men where it's like, they worked out and they stayed in shape and they were happy to be like, move out of her way. Don't you dare talk to her. And I preferred that. I just made it clear. It's like, hey, I prefer men who are able to, like, I don't know, treat me nice and well, but then also keep me safe. And he didn't like hearing that, so he gave up on getting my phone number or whatever. It's like, but I think he was also pretty scrawny. He wasn't bad looking though, but it's like, his reactions did enough for me. Also, masculine doesn't even mean like anti-feminine, by the way, because I've dated gay niggas before. I've talked about that plenty of times. I would do it again. I've done it like 8 times by now. It's great. But then on top of that, like, yeah, it's like, oh my god, I remember the hate comments I got on this one video where I just like People were in the comments hella mad. They were like, oh my god, she would date a bisexual before she dates a black man. It's like, shut the fuck up. There's nothing wrong with being a bisexual. And there's nothing wrong. I don't know if I want to finish that. There's nothing wrong with being a black man. Just some of y'all. I'll intervene. I'll say another fucking blip while I'm at it. Just the other day, I saw an ex coworker who I already hated at the job, but it's been 2 years, so I was still like, fucking down to catch up with them because they were objectively nice, just like had a screw loose or so. But then lo and behold, like this nigga stunk like shit, and he had a terrible fucking attitude, and he would like not let me get a single word in edgewise as he was just yapping about some shit I didn't ask about, and I could feel my throat tingling that I was going to get sick from talking to this man who had smelled of mildew, teeth tartar, and 10 cans of expired bounce that ass. And I remember simply that I just made it clear. I was like, hey, like, it is really nice to talk to you, but I am really tired. Because, mind you, it's like midnight. Like, it's actually past midnight at that point. And I was carrying some heavy ass bags and it was cold. And I was just trying to, like, he interrupted me. Like, we already talked plenty before then. And then this nigga saw me with my headphones in and then decided to sit directly next to me and try to force me in a conversation with him longer. And and it wasn't, like, I'll put it this way. And I was just trying to explain, hey, I'm sorry, I'm really tired and I just want to like relax and listen to music on the way home. I think I'm too tired for this conversation. Not to say I don't want to have it, I just think this is a conversation for like 12 p.m., not 12 a.m., you know? And then, like, but, you know, and I just mentioned how I felt tired, but how I just didn't want to talk. You want to know what this man said? Mind you, he's fucking old as shit. He's like 3 times my age or so. This nigga was like, well, I mean, it's not like I'm hitting on you or nothing, so. And I just look at him and I say, I didn't say you were. I said that I was tired and didn't want to talk, so. And you know what happened? This man kept trying to talk to me and kept trying to talk to me and kept trying to talk to me until I eventually just had to say, I don't want to talk to you, my guy. I don't want to talk. I just made it clear. I do not want to talk to you, right? Like, and then I had to move seats because this nigga was relentless and a crybaby and a bitch about it. Oh shit! You know what? While I'm on this topic, you know what? Fuck it. You know what? Because it's my channel, I can say what I want. I had an Uber driver recently. Also, usually my issues are with older black men, but young black men, I also, you know, like, I'm just saying. I'm like, I'm sure some of y'all are cool as fuck, and some of y'all follow me, and I can tell you're cool as fuck. But still, I'm probably not gonna. I'm not. You are not missing out. Trust me. I torment the fuck out of the people I date. You are not missing out. But I had another Uber driver recently. This guy was a older black man. I don't know, black doesn't crack, but he did look pretty cracked. So I'm gonna say he was like 50, and he was obese too, which is relevant. I remember that I was driving in the back of his car, and I could tell he was looking my way once or twice or whatever, but it was like, whatever. And then as he was driving, we see like a naked crackhead who's like busting a move, dancing hella hard on the side of the street. And we both look at it and we just kind of giggle a bit. And then the Uber driver, he's like, yeah, that's crazy, huh? I said, yeah. The Uber driver's like, would you ever do something like that? You know, dance naked like that? And I was like, no. And then the Uber driver, well, I said no, because if you use a fucking disappointed tone with a man, they'll kill you, I guess. And I didn't want to gamble that shit. And either way, then guess what? He was like, oh, really? Like, not even at the beach or something? Like, not even at the beach? I said, I mean, I don't know. And then he just was like, let me take you. Let me take you to the beach. And I just was like, no. And then he physically turns around fully in his seat on some Michael Jackson's Thriller, and he's like, what's that? Why not? Think I'm gonna hurt you or something? And I said, no, I just don't want to. And then he laughed, like, kind of sinister, and he was like, that's a good answer. And then he kept driving and was weird. And then he seemed like he was trying to watch after I got out my ride to see where I specifically lived, like the building. So I reported him in the app, as he fucking deserved, because that was, like, that wasn't any sort of, like, yeah, and he's, yeah. And if you're wondering why did one Uber driver, why was one, like, trust me, I actually did have another black guy flirt, like, he was debating on flirting with me in an Uber, and he flirted a tiny bit, but he didn't, like, I'll put it this way, do not ask female passengers if they will dance naked for you, and then demand to take them to a beach. And then when they say no, you physically try to impose a little bit, and you try to, like, it's like, nigga, why do you think that someone who's like 23 would not want to, like, shut the fuck up and drive? Your job is to drive. Be normal. Anyway, that was an unnecessary intermission. And see see, when I get hate comments over that, it's still a little ironic because sometimes it's like, okay, like, oh my god, last year that video I had that went viral because I backhanded a girl in the face as she fucking deserved because she scarred up my neck and shit. This, oh my god. And if I get hate comments for not dating a certain demographic, it's like, okay, well, maybe you should leave hate comments on the demographic that acts the way they do, and then maybe I would, be a little nicer. But then again, it's like, usually older black men are the perviest, which is ridiculous. And then most black men can't take rejection. In fact, even yesterday, I was walking away from a guy, but he was polite about it. Like, he tried to approach me. I was like, oh, sorry, no, I'm busy. He was like, he kept trying to pursue. I was like, oh, no, thank. And he kept trying to pursue. And then I had to just look at him like, excuse me, no, but thank you. You're sweet, though. And then, like, his friends laughed at him and shit. But it was just like, yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm speed walk. Yeah, like, no. I don't really knock fellas for trying, but it depends on how they try. If you come at me super perverted or aggressively, or like, then it's like, no, thank you. But either way, it's like I try not. You can't force yourself to like certain demographics. You just can't. You just can't. Oh, but when I got hate comments on that video, it was so funny. People were mad because I just simply said the sentence that I don't date black men, and how I thought it was funny that I dated a white tap dancing twink. Like, like bisexual as fuck, like huge Ariana Grande stan, winged eyeliner and everything. And I thought to myself, surely this little white boy won't put me in a situation where I'm gonna have to like throw hands with a fellow black woman and act like we're on Baddies East or whatever. And life has a way of surprising you. And the comments were just so fucking angry, and it's like, and then I got weird comments for like a full, like the rest of the year. It's like, boo hoo. And then it's kind of ironic because then I got a bunch of black male followers, and then a bunch of them are just like, oh, yes, here's the chick who has made it clear she does not date black men. I'm going to keep commenting perverted shit in the hopes that I can change her mind. See, that you're just kind of proving my point. Like, Jesus Christ. Also, before anyone gets too angry, I'm not even really dating men anymore. I just got a vibrator the other day. And I can tell I'm going to get weird comments about that too. But, it's like, yeah, actually, I'm quite content. I plan to be an old cat lady or a lesbian. Works for me. Oh yeah, but it's like sometimes I'll get hate comments for the weirdest shit. Like the weird. I remember like when I remember this dude left a hate comment. He was like, "Useless fucking whore. You should be disappointed in yourself." And I had to reply back. It's like, this comment is not inaccurate, but it's like, why are you posting this on a video I made when I was 16 with me using a toilet bowl filter? It's because it's like I have tons of other videos about like sex work and horror shit and evil deeds, and you're like, this is the video. Like, I think some of you need to be taught how to insult people. Anyway, with that intermission in mind, it is funny that I made a, like, yeah, I'll make videos yeah, I made this harmless ass video where I just simply talked to, like, a male friend was like, oh, I can't get any women, and I had to explain to him, it's like, hey, you look good and you take good care of yourself. I don't see why you don't, like, I don't know, have you ever considered being a male stripper on your Magic Mike shit? And doing, like, and I made a joke about how it's like, hey, you could be like a Magic Mike stripper who also is a gigolo, who also offers a discount if the videos can be uploaded to OnlyFans. That's like, you get bitches in 3 forms of income, and then the income brings more bitches. Boom. Like, you could be the next Owen Gray. And it was a simple video, but I still got hate comments like, fucking female doesn't understand how hard it is for the average male. I do, you stupid. But, some niggas just want to be victims. It's the you want to be bitches so bad. Like, I don't know, if I was a man with a personally stand-up impressive life, like, and like, I would not be on the internet trying to argue with random women on videos that have like 20 views. Oh, also tying back, it is kind of amusing how I got. Oh, yeah, that is what I was saying. I've gotten hate comments for dating bisexual dudes. And it's like, why? Because let me get. So it's like, let me get this straight. You think that more men deserve a chance. But then when I actually make a video like, hey, men deserve more chances, I think. Then it's like, fuck you, bitch. And then when I say, oh, I'll date a dude regardless of if he is heterosexual or not, then it's like, fuck you, psycho. If I say, I have dated men who are terrible, like, but I've persevered, it's like, somehow fuck you regardless. And then if I say, I like to date men who are impressive as fuck, even if they aren't the most, like, rich or this, or that, I'll still, like, be happy just because they're putting in a thoughtful effort and being sweet, then it'll be fuck you, psycho, go to therapy. What do you mean? Like, I can't even just say, oh boy, I love it when men do sweet things, like, buy me flowers because they know I like flowers, or they'll like open a door for me, or like do some sweet, thoughtful gesture. I mean, gesture, whichever one it is, and it'll just be like, I don't know. And also, it's usually from men. But I don't know. Some I don't take it too personally because sometimes I will get comments from men where it's just like you're objectively wrong. Like I'll make a video about like, oh, it's kind of weird to think that you should be able to fuck 10-year-olds, and then it'll be some dude from the rape capital of the world just being like, actually, wrong, in all caps. It's like you are proving my point. I'll say that a movie doesn't need like super gratuitous rape scenes to show that rape is bad. Like, like even when I was younger, I kind of watched that movie Last House on the Left, I think it was. And I remember I was like, fuck. Like that was traumatic. And you know what happened? It like I'll put it this way: when I was younger, I watched that movie, and it had a lot of strange effects. I'll say, I'm a believer that it's like, you don't need like I'm just saying, it's like at some point it stops being you trying to be against it and starts being you just making new fantasies for people. Like, and then it'll be a hate comment from some like 15-year-old who watches live leak videos for fun, just being like, wow, what a stupid SWJ opinion. I don't know. Just let people live their lives. I'm still like, and it's so funny because this video was made just because it's like, wow, I can make a video talking about how I just simply appreciate the male gender at times, and when they're sweet and have crushes on you, they can be adorable and thoughtful and attentive and loving, and someone will still go out of their way to be like, what the fuck? You need psychiatric help. I like the projections. It's funny. Anyway, bye.